settle yourselves. Yes, thank you. Welcome to Tonight Live and Divorce and Separation Week. What a huge time. I mean, you know, Winnie and Nelson, gone. Anne and Mark, sorry. Big Red and Bondi, out of here. It's an incredible sort of week, isn't it? Oh, New Idea and Women's Day are in a feeding frenzy. It's like Mako sharks around something that's bleeding. They're biting, they're thrashing, they don't know what to do. Actually, they're begging them, could you please just stretch out your relationship breakdowns? It all happening in the 1 week's just killing us. We don't know what to do. The one I feel sorry for is, of course, the Queen. Oh, she can't take a trick at the minute, can she? I mean, you know, and you know, the other guy and... Oh, Anne, sorry. Little Freudian thing there, really. And worst of all, there's that $100 she loaned Bondi. I mean, I think that's gone. She's just got to write that debt off. Speaking of Bondi, he said cleverly in the style of comedian, isn't it incredible? Have you been watching him on the news? Have you seen him strolling up to the court every day? How cheerful does he look? And the voiceover's going, yes, Bond bankrupt once again. Cut the Bond. Does he know that we don't? He's got some kind of secret, I can tell. Either that or for him, this is a good day. You know, bankrupt with a camera right up your clack. No, a good day. This is the top. What are his bad ones like? Like Ronnie Reagan's, I guess. Ronnie Reagan in the news. Have you guys seen this? Yeah. Sad, wasn't it? Smacked in the head by the anti-nuke protester. I mean, hey, nice idea and everything, but a little late, wouldn't you say? Yeah, good one. Get the guy 8 years after he retires. Yeah, real target. I don't know. I think that your political violence is a bit like comedy. It all relies on timing. You know, getting them at the right moment, not later when they're a bit old and can't run. I figure it was an old protester who'd wheelbrace in there and thought, oh, I'm going to get him anyway. He'd lined this up for years gone back. And, of course, tragedy, too, in the States. Gee, Craig Parry, knowing the bitter irony of defeat. Ooh, the cruel dregs. Oh, cruel fate for Craig Parry. I mean, he's facing that thing now, having lost out in the Masters, and it's that quintessential human condition. Everyone's had a go at summing it up, but I think Socrates said it best when he said, spurn, or Greek, I think. But poor old Craig, put off by the heckling. Mind you don't have to heckle much at the golf for mine. They're all like Yanks, though. I mean, you wouldn't see the Australians laughing and jeering at someone making a bad shot. All right, unless you count the cricket, sure. Other than that, never. We'd never do that. We'd never, ever. Gee, and Chicago workers have had a bad time. Chicago workers, again, great moments in sport, just digging away, hit the wrong pipe, opened up It got out of hand. It all started as a telecom ad. You know, they're all on the line going, really? Can you believe the guy on that ad? He's having to debate it. Oh, I've cut a bit of a main. Really? Shut it off. Oh, the house is underwater. It looks good, though. All right, I'll shut it off. Finally, on a really personal note, I didn't get a chance to do this last night. This is especially for Bob Hawke. Bob, stop it, would you? I watched 60 Minutes on Sunday's section in 60 Minutes. And it's like, I'm Bob Hawke, but enough about me. Let's talk about you. What did you think about me? Oh, no. I don't want this. I cannot handle it. I cannot handle seeing our former Prime Minister up there all bright and cheery, a bit of a host-type person. It's a horrible, it's a shock. It's like watching Mickey pull his head off. I can't, and Bob, listen, I'm in the industry. I can see the signs. Stop it now, son. You've got a major addiction. You're not just going to stop at 60 Minutes. You're going to go on. You're going to want more. You're going to be on Beyond 2000. We're going to be watching it. You're going to be there going, look at that. The mosquito does carry the hemoglobin to the malaria. You're going to be doing all this sort of stuff. I can tell it. Oh, yeah. It's not going to stop there, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be host of Hard Copy going, well, coming up, we've got naked women. No reason, I like them. Stop now, Bob. Stop now. You're going to end up hosting Studs. Just an idiot. Sorry, I got a little hysterical. Sorry. Anyway, it is a thrill-packed show. Enough of my personal things. On with the program. ZZ Topper on the show tonight. Also got a great guest. But first, with Jennifer Card.
Bond has lost to bankruptcy. A Sydney court made the order today after...
Case used every legal trick in the book, but the banks have got their man. Alan Bond bankrupt for not repaying a $260 million personal guarantee to the Hong Kong bank used for a Queensland nickel mine. It was a busy day for Bond, appearing at the WA Ink Royal Commission in developing his Observation City resort in Perth. He and wife Eileen are also going through divorce proceedings. So what happens to Bondi now? Well, when you're declared bankrupt, you have to forfeit your passport and you can't remain a company director or manager. The trustee to your bankruptcy will seize your wages and also... But last September, Bond told the courts he only had 50... John Bond will come under close investigation. It's believed to have property assets of over $30 million, including...
Over side of the story, all claim to have been victims of the Iranian regime.
South Evans, who was out of the country at the time of the attack. While Senator Evans expressed his regret at the incident, the ambassador said Iran intended...
We will sue legally the terrorists.
At the same time, though, he said the embassy would offer assistance to the wives and children of those who have been charged.
What about their families? We have to help the families of these terrorists.
In the name of oppressed but brave people of Iran.
In an extraordinary development late this afternoon, the 9 people charged over the embassy incident were being held in custody, called a media conference, describing himself and his colleagues as political prisoners of the Iranian regime and were victims of torture.
All bones were broken many times. His foot has been put in boiling hot water many times. I'm sorry, I cannot continue.
The Iranians have warned they will continue with a hunger strike unless they're guaranteed regular access to the media.
A sad sign of the times in Melbourne tonight. 6 teenagers were held up and robbed at gunpoint. The 2 bandits demanded not cash, but the expensive runners, 4 of the teenagers with a bottle, before escaping with their footwear. And one-time US President Ronald Reagan could have done with a pair of runners himself today. Ronald Reagan was halfway through a speech when an anti-nuclear protester stormed the stage, grabbed a crystal trophy and smashed it against the podium. As security agents wrestled the attacker to the ground. In Japan, the 1,200-year-old Great Pillar Festival in a tree trunk to the bottom of a hillside, but the tree slid out of control. 1 man was crushed to death, others were injured. The US Air Force and Italian Army tried again today to stop lava sliding towards a Sicilian village. Explosives helped slow some of the molten rock, but 2-ton concrete blocks dropped from helicopters proved too light. They just floated along with the rest of the volcanic stream. And there were streams in dozens of downtown Chicago basements today. The flood was traced back to the Chicago River, where someone had accidentally punched a hole through the wall of the city's old disused sewer system. The river poured into the breach like a bathtub drain, and sandbags, gravel and even mattresses failed to stem the flow. And finally tonight, the Japanese parade against AIDS that stopped people in their tracks. They were halted by the sight of a giant pink penis carried shoulder high by a team of transvestites. The plastic phallus was created by a Shinto shrine that for 200 years has specialised in wooden charms to ward off venereal disease. But the priest in charge admits the charms and the eye-catching parade aren't guarantees against AIDS. They're just meant to draw attention to the need for safe sex.
Didn't we have any stories about little fluffy dogs getting caught in drains but saved or something towards the end there? That was
what?
Oh, no, that's all right. Sorry, you're right. That was probably more me than you. Never mind. We'll go away because, quite frankly, that last story is a bit terrifying me. Still, I know where we can all go for holidays. Welcome back. Welcome back. And while we're reporting, ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for Count Paul Grabowski and the group Maddox, ladies and gentlemen. They play so fine, I think you'll agree. And, Count, we've got yet another viewer to Tonight Live. That's fabulous little Marcus Sean Venier.
We do. We have a Groovematic Junior indeed. And congratulations to Estelle and Bob from the band.
Yes, fabulous.
Beautiful news. We love you.
There's a spooky kind of baby thing happening, you know, Paul. I think there must be something in our water, you know, something strange is happening with all the babies around the place.
Yeah, what is it, Richard?
I don't know. If I knew what had caused it, well, it'd explain a lot.
The biological thing. I'll talk to you about it later.
Okay, thanks for that. Hey, speaking of biological things, how's the album going? Your turntables at home, I'm sure.
Well, damn well should be, I'll tell you what.
How's it going? Is it just...
It's doing very well, actually. It's on top of the jazz charts.
What about film clips? Are you going to do a film clip?
Well, we've just done a 12-inch of one of the tracks, and there's going to be a film clip for that.
Kind of a fantasy film clip. Thank you for that, Count Paul. Our first guests tonight have released, speaking of albums, 13 albums. One of them, Eliminator, sold 10 million copies worldwide. They currently have a greatest hits album out, and they've included on it a reworking of Elvis's Viva Las Vegas. ZZ Top are standing by in our Texas studios, but before we chat to them, let's have a look at Viva Las Vegas. Now, welcome along, ZZ Top. Welcome, boys, to Tonight Live.
Hey, Richard, how you doing?
Good, thanks, guys. Now, we've got Dusty on the left, Frank in the middle, and Billy on the right, as we see it. Beautiful thing. Well, first of all, congratulations for doing a song from the King, Viva Las Vegas. What inspired you to do that one in the first place?
Well, actually, it started off as a dressing room song that we would do each night before doing our show. And then it progressed to a sound check song that we'd do in the afternoon for the road crew. Then so we could go to Las Vegas and do a video on it.
It's just the best, and it's the first song we sang as we drove the Winnebago over the hill and into the lights of Vegas. It was great.
Yeah. The Winnebago.
Oh, yeah, we
right.
had a mobile home around California. It was an ugly time for 3 young Australian boys. But that's another story. Now, a couple of years ago, you did Back to the Future 3. You know, you had a little cameo. You guys got any more plans?
Our movie career. Our film career, yes. I loved, speaking of our film career, we were the town band for about 10 seconds. You know, and, but sure, we might do something like that, but we are more comfortable doing videos, I think.
I guess so.
But it's possible.
Film, you're a 3-piece band. Are you afraid of being typecast maybe in your film career?
I guess it beats perhaps
an Amish biker. I don't know. It's hard to fit in fairly well, but the bookends here have a little problem.
I can't think what it could be. In your recent tour, you were sponsored by Miller Lite. That seemed an unusual thing to be sponsored by a light beer. That's not exactly ZZ's image. How did that come about?
we drank all the heavy beer.
Yeah. Listen, compared to the beer you had down there, we don't have any heavy beer.
Well, that's true. I didn't mean to make that sort of rude in competitions in the States where I can't anywhere else.
I don't doubt that.
It's just, you know, your bladder capacity gives out before anything else. What about sponsorship and ads? Would you guys do ads, as in, you know, TV commercials?
We were asked to do a shaving commercial, but I'm too ugly under this. It's hard to say.
Now, one thing I do know you guys do is collect cars. Who has the 4 Ferraris?
I do.
Why
Frank
4?
Does.
Why 4,
Frankie
Frank?
does.
Why 4
4?
Ferraris? Why not 7, 1 for every day of the week, or 5 for every working day? Why 4?
Well, I'm working on it. I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm sure we could rustle you up some. Are you guys ever going to come down to Australia to play and buy cars?
And Ferraris.
Did you, Richard, were you asking if those were running Ferraris or... Just kidding.
I see, the horrible truth comes out. All your cars are up on blocks, are they, Frank?
Well...
He's got one
that's
parked...
at least partially true.
He's got one parked outside right here.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, you have to have one that goes. How else are you going to... You've been together for, as you say, over 20 years. You've got all these hit albums and stuff. What motivates you to keep going and keep touring and keep putting out albums? Aside from the Ferrari habit.
Frank's Ferraris.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, oh, okay. That won't float, right? Okay, no, we still enjoy playing music together, you know, and if you don't enjoy that, there's no use doing it. So we know each other so well musically that it's always fun and interesting.
Well, that's great. Well, guys, thanks very much, and I hope it's not too long before we see you down in Australia live and loud. Comes out all your